Have you ever wondered what really separates the wealthy from everyone else? I mean, really. It's not just the money, that's the result. The real difference is the operating system they're running in their heads. And today, we're diving deep into that very system, the mindset of the rich.
So let's just get right to it with a tough question. Is your own thinking holding you back? What if the biggest thing standing between you and your goals isn't the economy, isn't your boss, but the story you keep telling yourself day in and day out?
You see, it really comes down to two different ways of thinking. On one side, you have the poor brain, which is all about excuses that just shut down any possibility. Things like, I don't have time, or I'll start tomorrow. But then you have the rich brain, which is all about taking action. It says, I will make time, and I start now. This isn't about being smarter. It's about a totally different approach to life. So let's really break down this fundamental difference between what we're calling a rich brain and a poor brain.
Honestly, it all boils down to this one simple idea. The poor brain is constantly looking for excuses. The rich brain, it's always looking for solutions. One sees a brick wall, the other is already looking for a way over, under, or through it. And that, right there, is the entire game.
Okay, so how do you actually build this kind of mindset? Well, it starts with a blueprint. Let's call them the 7 rich brain laws. We're going to break them down one by one.
Law number 1 is the foundation for everything else, responsibility. The second you stop blaming everything and everyone else, the government, your childhood, your bad luck, you instantly take your power back. You are back in the driver's seat.
Think about it. Saying this happened to me automatically makes you a victim. It's a powerless position. But when you declare, this is my responsibility, even when it's tough, even when it's not entirely your fault, that is where all your power comes from. Because you can't change what you don't own.
Now, law number 2 builds right on top of that. It's long-term thinking. Honestly, the ability to see past this very moment, past today's comfort, is a legitimate superpower. It's all about having the discipline to trade what feels good right now for what will be incredible later. And it really comes down to the question you're asking yourself every single day. If you ask what feels good now, you're probably going to end up with temporary comfort. But if you start asking, what builds my future, that question leads you to discipline, to growth, and ultimately to real freedom. So how do you build that future? Simple. Through law number 3, learning is absolutely non-negotiable. In the world we live in today, if you're not learning, you're not just standing still, you are falling behind. A rich brain is basically addicted to growth. It sees knowledge as its number 1 tool. And look at the payoff. It's this amazing cycle. When you learn new skills, that creates more income. When you gain more knowledge, that builds rock-solid confidence. And all of that constant growth, that is what truly creates freedom in your life.
All right, next up is an internal battle that every single one of us fights. Law number 4, emotion control. Look, a rich brain gets that feelings are, frankly, terrible business advisors. This doesn't mean you don't have emotions. It just means you don't let them drive the car. The goal is never to react blindly, but to respond with purpose.
Always remember this. Emotion is temporary. That wave of fear or that sudden urge to be lazy, I promise you, it will pass. But discipline? Discipline is a system. It's permanent. It's the thing that keeps you going long after that initial spark of motivation is gone.
And that brings us perfectly to law number 5, self-investment first. See, a lot of people spend money to look successful. A rich brain invests its time and money to become more valuable. The whole focus shifts from trying to impress other people to actually improving yourself.
Because let's be real, the greatest asset you will ever own is you. Investing in your health gives you the energy to win. Investing in your knowledge and your skills makes you a powerhouse. And investing in your mindset, well, that determines how you use everything else.
Okay, this next one is a big one. It's something that stops so many people dead in their tracks. Law number 6 completely reframes a word we all fear. Failure is just feedback. A poor brain is terrified of failure, so it avoids taking any risks. A rich brain sees failure as data. It's just a lesson. It's the tuition you pay for success.
Let this quote just sink in for a second. This changes everything. Success isn't about a life with no failures. No way. It's about using every single failure as a stepping stone. You learn the lesson, you get up, and you keep moving, but now you're smarter and stronger than before.
And that brings us to our final law, number 7. Your environment shapes your brain. You are a direct product of what you consume every day. That means the people you hang out with, the videos you watch, the stuff you listen to. Your mind is being programmed whether you like it or not.
You have to become a ruthless protector of your own mental space. I mean it. Actively cut out the negative people. Surround yourself with friends who are focused on growth. Be intentional about the content you consume. Your energy is your most precious resource. Guard it with your life.
So we've gone through the 7 laws, we've covered the theory, now let's get practical. How do you actually start to rewire your brain on a daily basis?
Here's a super simple but crazy effective routine. 1. Wake up with a purpose, not by accident. 2. Spend at least 30 minutes learning something new. 3. Move your body. Your brain needs it. 4. Control your phone. Don't let that thing control you. And 5. Before you go to sleep, take a few minutes to reflect. These are tiny habits, but trust me, they lead to massive results.
And all of this, all these laws and habits, it all leads to one big, undeniable truth: the unbreakable connection between what's going on inside your head and the results you see in your life. Just let this sink in for a moment. Money follows mindset, success follows discipline, and freedom follows consistency. It's not the other way around. You don't get rich and then decide to change how you think. You change how you think, and then your entire world begins to change.
This, right here, is the ultimate takeaway. It's the key that unlocks everything else we've talked about. It's not about waiting for some lucky break to come along. It's about finally realizing that the power to change your life has been inside you all along. It's in the way you choose to think.
So the real question isn't what you're going to do tomorrow or next week or when the time is right. The only question that truly matters is, what are you going to do right now?